Okay, so I've got two positive things to mention. Found out that there's a couple of places around here I can get some free pallets for next year's hunt. The next thing is I found out that for like $75 for next year, I could rent a space at the fall festival that our city does for the hunt. And that's if I want to charge people to get into the hunt, which most likely I will do. Maybe $1 or $2. Then there's, if I don't charge, it's like $25, and it would still get my name out there, but I'll probably just be forking over $75 so I can charge. But definitely tomorrow I'm going to be going and picking up a couple of loads of pallets. Haven't really decided what we're going to do for our 2012 hunt. For a theme or anything, but we'll get to it when we get to it. Like I said yesterday, plans are to make a werewolf prop. Steven, do you have any input for next year?
I do what I'm told. No, I don't really start thinking about Halloween stuff till a couple months out. I don't get excited usually till I'm starting to see stuff. And like, I'll have good ideas every once in a while, but most of the time my ideas don't start until I'm thinking about what's already going on.
Yeah, most of the time I get an idea in my head and I can't draw it out. I can't explain it. I know what I want. I can build something, but describing it, drawing it out so somebody else understands, it's kind of hard. So, somebody's left in the dark until he sees it coming together.
And then I start going, hey, what if we do that? That works. Like, you're thinking about taking your dragon head and adjusting that to make it the wolf head. Or just doing a frame similar to that. But, yeah. I just thought of something, too. If we have enough pallets, we can...
Door's open.
We can make enough...
I can't stay awake anymore.
Okay.
We can take them.
I'll see you guys in the morning.
Alrighty.
But if we get enough pallets... We can make a temporary shed in the backyard for your Halloween props, waterproof it.
We might be able to do something like that with pallets. I'm not sure.
Because that would...
Here's
This-
birthday boy.
The Calvin Monster. Calvin, can you say Calvin Monster?
Yeah. Each and all.
Ooh.
No.
Ooh.
No.
Ooh.
No.
He was petrified of coming out here about a month and a half ago. Calvin, it's staring at you. Look, it's staring at you.
No. What?
It's gonna get you.
Hug.
Hug?
Yeah.
Are you scared of Mommy's
Yeah.
props?
Yeah.
Are you scared?
Yes.
What about that one in the corner? It's staring at you too.
No, I'm staring at you.
Not all the props are down yet.
Yeah, we're slowly getting around to getting everything put away. Majority of it's put away. We got this tote here is packed full. Those totes over there are packed full. We got to put tools and plastic stuff away. Kind of been a little bit of slobs because we threw everything up on Halloween. Well, day before Halloween and the morning of.
All
And
day Halloween up until your hunt.
yeah, up until the haunt. we were putting stuff up.
From about 9 o'clock in the morning to about 6 at night, we were setting up. Because we had a yard sale the Friday and Saturday before Halloween, so we couldn't put it up then. And then we started throwing up the haunt, which came about halfway into the garage. The entrance and the exit was underneath a sunshade that we had that we don't have the top for. So we ended up using plastic bags and tarps and stuff and just... comedic relief. But yeah, I mean, it's just... I'm not into the Halloween thing as much as she is. I'm just kind of the manual labor. I kind of just do what I'm told, and I help her build stuff and come up with different ideas. Every once in a while, I put my 2 cents in. And if it's a good idea, she goes, yeah. If it's a bad idea, she goes, veto. Not really, but yeah. It's all... it's all what it is. It's just...
It's part of marriage.
Yeah. She has her hobby, which is Halloween stuff. I have mine, which is video games and reading and, you know, hanging out with the kids.
You make it sound like I don't hang out with the kids, too.
You're at home with them 24/7. So...
Yeah, this is mellow for a 3-year-old right now.
This is him not having a nap with about, what, 4 hours of sleep? 5 hours of sleep?
Yeah. Last night he had like 4 or 5 hours of sleep.
He's been bouncing off the walls all day because he got all these new toys to the point where he couldn't sit still. He was running around in circles and just flopping on the ground and playing and just going fanatical. And then we went bowling. We went bowling, and he's 3. He's about 30 pounds, which is a little bit underweight, but he eats about as much as we do, and he can pick up a bowling ball about half his weight, which I don't get how that's possible, but weighs about 30 pounds, and he's picking up bowling balls 12, 13, 14 pounds. Tried picking up my 16-pound ball and probably could have picked it up if I had let him, but that gets kind of scary.
Don't want any broken bones.
That kind of gets scary, but we ended up having to leave because our youngest was getting overstimulated, and he didn't want to stop. He was bowling 2 games per us bowling 1 game apiece, and then he ended up bowling most of her game as well. So,
Calvin, do you like bowling?
Sure.
Sure.
Where'd you pick that up?
Translation from both Mommy and Daddy. Calvin, do you like Halloween?
No.
You like scaring other people?
No.
Rawr!
No.
You like doing that. We got you on video doing that. You know, when I had you and I was like, now you do it. Rawr!
No.
No, you do it. Scare me. Scare Daddy. You like scaring people now?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a haunter in the making.
Yeah, especially when he's going around the graveyard as we're setting up playing with the bones.
For about, 2 months before Halloween, we found those plastic skulls.
I think there's one in there.
He had this in his bedroom for about 2 months because he was playing with it.
No.
It's your skull.
Let's go.
But yeah,
A lot of the stuff we're going to probably make up as we go.
she'll have an outline of what she wants to do. She'll have a theme that she's going to try and incorporate stuff into. If something doesn't fit the theme, it doesn't get into the haunt. As Puff is still damaged over there, because I haven't gotten around to fixing it, because I kind of accidentally messed him up. But
I like to name my props too. My dragon, Puff the Magic Dragon.
yeah, we had a dryer hose up for his throat, and we had a fog machine on him. It's on one of our videos somewhere. But yeah, if it doesn't fit in the theme of the haunt, it doesn't get in the haunt, pretty much. So Puff stood idle this year. He didn't get in the haunt this year because it's kind of hard just to get a dragon head in you know, the mad scientist lab thing. So
Yeah, as I get a bunch of props put together and stuff like that, I'll probably keep trying to do different themes just to get a variety of different props, and then just throw everything together at once for doing separate rooms for each theme. But I think it was Christy Denicia 12.
Noble Manor.
That was Noble Manor. She was talking about doing maybe a haunted forest. That's a good idea. We could probably do something like that. We don't have to worry about sacrificing props to do something like that, because I've got the Groundbreakers are they're greenish. Yeah, there's one of them. That's the first one I did.
And this is dead grass from 2 years ago. That just kind of stuck there, so.
Yeah. My Groundbreakers, I got my Vine Creature. That would be manageable.
What do you guys think? Should she finish the arms?
That's probably a definite in the near future. I'll probably finish the arms because somebody keeps complaining about it.
I keep saying it needs arms. And, you know, but
I got that together in like
2 weeks.
Yeah, in 2 weeks.
This one this guy she did completely out of, you can see kind of the wire mesh down here. She constructed the rib cage out of wire mesh and PVC pipe, and then paper mache'd it, and that's kind of why this arm's all kind of funky over here, because the shoulder, she actually had it up here, and then as it was setting, it rotated down, and then she this skull right here is wire mesh too. She crafted the skull out of wire mesh, and this, like I was saying, I come up with a good idea every once in a while. We had these fake little fangs that you just put in your mouth, you know, little kitty fangs. And I was like, why don't we put them in there, you know, that way it actually has teeth. Yeah, that looks good. Well, that goes really good because she has a tombstone in here that here rests Lestat, and here's the vampire Groundbreaker coming out of the ground. So, if you guys don't know who Lestat is,
Pick up the Anne Rice collection.
I was just going to say Google it, and then kick yourself in the butt when you
Vampire
realize you know
Chronicles.
who he is. This guy right here, not only did she just craft it in about 2 weeks, she did the rib cage out of duct tape instead of the wire mesh because it's easier to do. That, and she didn't craft this skull. This was a $5 to $10 skull at a Walgreens or something. And we just stuck it on, and she paper mache'd over it, and it makes it a little more realistic that actually have a skull instead of just crafting it yourself.
I got the idea of using a preformed skull from Seasons of Shadows. It's another channel. That guy does a lot of paper mache, groundbreakers. I think last year or the year before he did a Angel of Death that turned out pretty cool looking. Yeah, that's where I got the idea for using a preformed skull. I'll probably do more of that. My Vine Creature, too, I used a preformed skull. If you look back at my videos, fleshing skulls, that's the skull that I used after I got it all fleshed. That's the one that I used for my Vine Creature. And then I used a foam one. So one of the fleshing skulls is plastic. I used the foam one for my spider head, which I'm going to be completing the spider this year too. But yeah, back to the haunted forest type thing. We could probably manage something like that. That's a good idea for a theme. Because we cut down like 30 to 40 trees in our backyard, and we've still got a lot of branches and stuff like that. We've still got a lot more trees to cut down. So
which will be coming down this winter.
Yeah, this winter.
While it's cold out, instead of roasting.
Yeah.
Because we live in the sweaty ball sack not California. We're from California originally, but now we're in Florida. We live up in the Panhandle, and
we call it the country's sweaty ball sack because it is humid. And sweaty and nasty.
Half the year it's so freaking hot that you don't want to go outside. I work outside every day.
But as far as the getting stuff cut down, figuring out what trees we want to leave in, use for a haunt, whatever, that's possible. But also, I can help him out with a lot of the work too. Last year, on top of having a bad back from being in the Army and stuff, I've got last year, this is another reason why I didn't get too much haunt stuff done, is last year, the whole year of working on prop stuff and everything, I was pregnant. 10 months of it I was pregnant. And then, now my son's 4 months old. I breastfeed, so that cuts down on a lot of time. Because I can't just mix him up a bottle and have my brother or my husband giving him the bottle and, going and doing whatever I need to do. If he needs to eat, I'm stuck there, 15 minutes to an hour, sometimes an hour and a half of him eating. And that gets really rough, cuts down on a lot of time, but...
On top of taking care of a 3-year-old.
Yeah, on top of taking care of a 3-year-old who's hyper. But
and then when our youngest is laying down in the crib and about to fall asleep, this one starts screeching or yelling or playing or whatever, and our youngest will wake back up hungry. So
the joys of parenthood. But
I haven't seen too much of it because I haven't been on leave for it. So I'm seeing a lot of it now in the last week and a half that I've been on leave. Hooray for my last day.
Yeah, guys, if, your wife, you get home, say you're the working person in the family, you get home and your wife's complaining about how you had an easy day at work and she's complaining about what the kids did.
Listen.
I would much rather go through basic training, go through a few deployments and stuff, than, be a stay-at-home mom. I would much rather be working than be a stay-at-home mom because it is crazy. But in the same sense, I have to say, I have the joy of, since I'm not working right now, I've got the joy of raising my kids myself than sitting them in daycare, So there's
Pros and cons.
pros and cons to both situations, yeah. But anyways, we're going to get this uploaded and we'll talk to you tomorrow.